Hi guys! For this problem, subukan naman nating sagutan itong situation number 8. So this is part pa rin ng discussion sa simple curves. Okay? So basahin ko siya ngayon. From point A on a simple curve, the perpendicular distance to the tangent at point Q is 64 meters. The tangent passes through PC and the distance from Q to PC is 260 meters. For number 31, what is the radius of the curve? And for number 32, determine the length of the curve from PC to A. Okay? So, para mas madali natin siyang isolve, i-illustrate muna natin, no, yung problem natin. So, meron daw tayo ditong simple curve. So, say for instance, ito yung I, tapos ito yung PC, tapos ito yung PT or PI, sorry, and ito yung PT. Then, i-connect natin sila by using a simple curve. So, ayan, no. There is a simple curve ngayon. Tapos, class, according to the problem, from point A of a simple curve, so say for instance, meron tayo ditong i-consider na point A. Kumpletuhin ko pala itong drawing, no? Kasi syempre, kasama yung radius sa i-consider natin. Okay? Kumpletuhin ko lang. Ayan. So, perpendicular to, perpendicular, radius, then ito ay I. So, from point A daw of a simple curve, the perpendicular distance to the tangent at point Q is 64 meters. So, nag-sketch ka daw or i-determine mo yung perpendicular distance, no? So, this perpendicular distance ay 64 meters. And ito yung point Q. Okay? So, according sa problem, yung tangent na yon is passes through PC. So, tama naman. Ito yung tangent natin. Nandoon yung point Q. And that passes through PC. And yung distance daw from point Q to PC is 260 meters. So, ito, 260 meters to. So, yung unang tanong is the radius of the curve. And yung next question is the length of the curve from PC to point A. Okay? So, length from PC to point A. Of course, kailangan din natin mahanap kung ano yung magiging subtended or central angle dito. So, tawagin ko siya as theta from PC to A. Okay? Ayan siya. From point of curvature to point A. So, ito yung illustration natin, no? Yung perpendicular distance ng point A to point Q is 64 meters, while the distance between PC to point Q is, excuse me lang, 260 meters. Okay? So, by the way, before I proceed to the computation proper, may tawag tayo class sa perpendicular distance, no? So, ang tawag natin doon is offset distance, no? So, tandaan nyo yan, no? Kasi common tong lumalabas sa surveying. So, offset distance is the distance at any simple, sorry, ang tamang term is perpendicular. Perpendicular distance at any simple curve point to the tangent. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng offset distance. The perpendicular distance ng any point of our simple curve to the tangent, whether be the back tangent or the forward tangent. Sa case natin, yung kinonsider is the back tangent. So, here, based from the information given, ito yung 64 meter, the offset distance, and yung distance naman nung point na yon, tapos nung PC is 260 meters. The question now here is, paano mo masosolve yung radius? Oo nga, no? How can we solve the radius of the curve given this scenario? So, minsan class sa surveying, mahirap siyang isolve kung hindi appropriate yung drawing mo. I'm not saying na mali itong drawing to. Kaya lang, medyo mahirap i-perform yung analysis or medyo nakakalito yung analysis kung hindi properly oriented yung figure nyo. So, ano yung gusto kong i-point out ngayon? Sa surveying kasi, or especially sa mga curves, minsan may mga diskarte tayo kung paano natin mapapadali yung pag-solve. And one of those diskarte is simply rotating or changing the orientation of our drawing. Okay? So, yun lang minsan. So, I want you to focus simply on this portion, no? I want you to focus on this part lang. From PC to point A. Okay? Tapos yung back tangent lang. So, let me introduce sa inyo another way to illustrate that, no? So, tawagin ko na lang siyang another illustration. So, instead na pag ganito, which is the conventional shape of simple curve na nakikita natin even in our introduction sa previous video, ang gagawin ko, yung radius class will be horizontal. Okay, no? So, the radius will be horizontal, and the back tangent will be vertical. Tapos, ito yung point natin na PC. So, the curve will start here. So, pag ganito siya. Then, let me place yung importanteng point, which is simply the point A. So, ay, ito lang, no? Imbis na ganito, since alam ko naman na yung radius saka yung tangent ay perpendicular, nirotate ko na lang siya. Horizontal yung radius, sorry, mali yung symbol ko, no? Basta yung radius, yung green na yan, tapos yung center ito, then yung back tangent is vertical. And again, hindi ko na kailangan ubusin yung buong curve, no? There is no need that the curve is hanggang PT. Kasi in the first place naman, hindi mo nga alam kung ano yung angle of intersection, di ba? And besides, hindi naman talaga siya kailangan dito. And dahil lang sa simpleng pagbabago class ng orientation, magiging mas madali ang solution natin dito, believe it or not. Pag kinonect natin to, of course, since simple curve pa rin naman to, and property sa geometry, this will be still the radius of the curve. Okay, kasi yun yung unang tanong in number 31, what is the radius of the curve? And of course, yung perpendicular distance na pinag-usapan natin, so which is this one, this is 64 meters, tama ba ako? So yun lang, 64 meters yan. And yung point Q class, diba? Dito yung point Q, ito naman ay 260 meters. Okay? So, the question here is, paano ko masosolve yung radius using this illustration? Well, class, simple lang. Ang gawin nyo, putulin nyo dito yung ating yung ating figure. So, this will be R. Sigurado ko R yan. At the same time, alam ko na 260 meters ito. Kasi this is simply a rectangle. Tama ba? Yes, that will be 260 meters. And of course, itong green na to, this is still the radius of the curve. So, therefore, sa case na ito, itong portion na to, alam ko 64 ito. But, here, this will be 200, sorry. This will be R minus 64. Yang bahagi na yan. Diba? Tingnan nyo, no? So, ito 260 kasi rectangle. Yung opposite sides equal. Ito 64 siya. So, ito yung radius. And meron tayo dito, class, right triangle. And dito sa right triangle na to, class, ang unknown lang is yung R. So, the only thing na gagawin natin dito para ma-solve yung R is using the Pythagorean theorem. So, ang dali lang naman pala nitong problem na 'to, 'no? Kaya nga minsan, mas maganda if exposed ka sa maraming figures. So, dito, gamitin natin yung Pythagorean theorem, 'no? 260 squared plus R minus 64 squared equals R squared. So, I believe you can simply perform shift solve here. So, 260 squared plus R minus 64 squared equals R squared. Shift solve. Yun na yung lalabas. 560.125 meters. So, di ba? 560.125. By simply changing the orientation of our figure, naging mas madali yung solution natin. Okay? So, next tayo. The next question is the length of the curve from PC to A. Okay? So, ito lang, na-violet na to, from PC to A. But first, we need to solve yung angle class, no? Itong angle from PC to A. And that is very easy. Kasi, again, meron tayo ditong right triangle. You can simply solve for the angle using basic trigonometric function. Bahala ka kung sine, cosine, or tangent function ang gamitin nyo. But of course, again, hanapin na muna natin. Sa figure natin, ito yon, no? Renotate lang natin. So now, ang gagawin natin, cosine function na lang siguro. So cosine of yung theta from PC to A is equal to, sorry. What I mean is sine na lang, no? Sine is equal to yung opposite natin is 260 meters divided by the hypotenuse which is R. Pero isulat ko na lang siya as 560.125. So therefore, yung theta nga natin from PC to A is equal to, so inverse sine of course. So, dapat naka-degrees yung calculator, no? So, this is 27.6573. So now, dahil alam na natin yung angle from PC to point A, how can we solve for the length of the curve? So, balik tayo doon sa na-derive natin class na formula ng length ng kurbada which is pi ri over 180 degrees, di ba? So, dito, ito yung ginagamit nating formula kung i-consider talaga natin is from PC to PT. 'Di ba? Ito 'yon. Kaya lang, sir, hindi naman 'yun pwede nating gamitin kasi hindi naman yung entire simple curve yung kino-consider natin. Yung concern lang natin ngayon is from PC to point A. Oo nga, no? Hindi siya pwedeng gamitin. Kaya lang, ang kagandahan dito, class, dahil memorize mo to, we can simply manipulate the variables here. Kumbaga, we can simply derive a formula very similar to this one. Ang mangyayari, imbis na length of the entire curve, tawagin na lang natin na length from PC to A. So, that will be pi r. Tapos, imbis na I, kasi di ba yung I yung angle of intersection, yung theta na lang from PC to A over 180 degrees, no? So, galing dito, i-modify nyo lang yung formula natin para at least magamit nyo. And in this case, this will be pi 560.125. Na-compute na natin yung theta as 27.6573. Then, divide nyo na lang ng 180 degrees. Okay? So, gawin na natin yun, class. Pi 560.125 27.6573 divided by 180. Kaya ang sagot natin ay 270.378 meters. 270.378 meters. Taas na natin kung yun ba yung nasa choices. Yes. Siguro, i-consider na natin yung 270.38 meters since siya naman yung pinaka malapit sa choices. Nevertheless, yun na nga, the moral of this lecture video, baguhin nyo lang yung orientation ng figure nyo, madali nang masolve yung problem. Okay? So, another example tayo regarding sa simple curve. So, basahin ko lang yung next item. So, wait lang. So, for number 33, the angle of intersections of the tangent from PC and PT on a simple curve is 20 degrees, no? If the offset distance from PC to PT is 8 meter, what is the radius of the curve? No? So, ito, kung first time mo tong isosolve, parang ang hirap. Kaya lang, class, yung solution nito is very much similar to the solution here, yung paghahanap ng radius. All you need to do is to use the Pythagorean theorem or some sort of, basta ang concept is may mafo-form ka na triangle dito. So now, let's sketch but instead of the conventional sketch class, ang gagawin ko is yung tangent is vertical at the same time, yung radius is horizontal para nga at least mas madali siyang ma-visualize. So, say for instance, ito na yung radius natin. Tapos, i-drawing natin yung back tangent. Oops. Drawing tayo, class, ng back tangent. Then, drawing tayo ng forward tangent. Okay? So, i-extend natin to. Feeling ko, kailangan ko din tong i-extend. Okay. Tapos, ilagay natin yung mga important points, which is the PC, tapos yung PI, then lastly yung PT. According to the problem, the angle of intersection of the tangents is 20 degrees. So, let's type this as 20 degrees. And of course, yung radius, nandito din yan. So, both of them are radius naman. And, sigurado kung 20 degrees dito, dapat 20 degrees din dito. Siguro i-sketch ko din yung curve para at least malinaw na yung pinag-uusapan natin ngayon is a simple curve. Okay? So, according to the problem, ito pala R ito. No. According to the problem, the offset distance from PC to PT, so yung perpendicular distance ng PT from the tangent or from the back tangent is 8 meters. Okay? So this will be 8 meters na to, class. Okay? So ngayon, ang tinatanong is the radius of the curve. Ang gagawin ko na lang dito, katulad kanina, magke-create ako ng triangle dito para ma-establish ko na kung ito ay 8 meter, sa kabila will be r minus 8. Ang pinagkaiba lang, we cannot use the Pythagorean theorem here kasi hindi natin alam yung distance dito, no? However, since alam ko na 20 degrees ito kasi nga 'di ba, the angle of intersection is 20, so dapat 20 din dito. I can simply use the cosine function, 'di ba? Kasi ang mangyayari, the cosine of 20 degrees is equal to adjacent, which is r minus 8, over the hypotenuse, which is r. So, using your calculator, so, di ba, napakadali lang ng solution dito. So, using your calculator, we can obtain the value of the r. So, hintay-hintay na lang. So, ang sagot natin dito may be processing because of some function, but still, hintay-hintay na lang. So yun, lumabas na ang sagot class. The answer is 132.654 meters. 132.654 meters. So let's shade that. So ayan no, napakadali lang naman ng lesson natin in regards dito sa simple curve. So thank you so much for listening and watching this video, and ingat kayong lahat.